well. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I said, well, well, well. How's it going? Just chilling, you know. I was thinking about doing a reading. I was thinking about it. I might still just do it, but I would definitely have to um, hook my mic up. So I may come right back. I may. My baby just fell asleep, so I may just come right back um, and hook up the mic and do a reading. Just, I don't know. I did just want to come on here and just, I don't know. I don't know. I just had this green matcha and green tea, and it was really good. It, I don't know. It has a way of um, opening your eyes. I don't know. Maybe I should have ate it when I woke up in the morning, but I also got this drink, and it's called, oh, I don't know the brand, but it's called Calm. So I don't see how that shit works out as well. I don't know if you can hear my stomach because my stomach making noises. Why my stomach always gotta embarrass me? That's strange. That is so shady. Stomach embarrassing me. But anyway, hi. I think I'm gonna taste that tomorrow, that calm drink. See how that works, how it does. If it works out. I tried this other drink before and it had lion's mane and some more things in there and I did not like it. It made me feel like I was drinking alcohol. Well, it wasn't alcohol, but it tastes like one of those Four Loco like drinks. It was, but it was supposed to be healthy, so I gave it to my cousin. I was like, "Here, you can have this, bam." And then later that day, damn, later that day, I had to call the ambulance because he passed out. I don't think he passed out from the drink though. I think it was some other things going on, but yeah, I gave him that drink. I was like, I told him how it did me. Like, I don't really like it. It gave me heartburn and da 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 da. And I was like, and he was like, I'll drink it, whoop de whoop. And next thing I know, he had left and he had came back. And then he had ate some food. And as soon as he got up to scrape his plate from the food, he passed out. I mean, he fell out on the ground. Oh, like his back, like just fell on the ground. I was like, what the hell going on? Scared me. I didn't know what to do. I was like, damn. Then it was like, cause I don't think he wanted me to call the ambulance, but I ended up calling the ambulance. And then there was this dude across the street. He ran from his house and he ran to the park to go hide at the park because I don't know. He's I'm just keep it real, like no, all bullshit aside. He's Hispanic, so I feel like when I called the police, he felt like, you know, they was trying to get at him. So him and his son ran and hid at the park, and I felt bad a little bit at first. Um, then I found his cat in the backyard. He has like three black cats, and one of the cats ended up in the backyard with some pits, and the cat ended up losing his life and stuff like that. It was crazy. All that shit was happening around the same time. It was so crazy. I was like, man, it's definitely. So I know he got them cats, but for protection, cause they, black cats are protection. So I know he got him for protection, but then the cat came over with some pits, and then, you know, that happened. I was like, damn, like, I was just thinking, like, man, this some crazy shit. All that shit was happening, you know, together. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. But, you know, I did get a little scared. He ended up going off on uh, the ambulance and, you know, the paramedics. He ended up cussing out the paramedics. He was like, I didn't call y'all. They called y'all. I didn't call y'all. I never called y'all. I never asked y'all to come over. And so the paramedics, they was like, well, we can't help him. If he don't want no help, we can't help him. But that shit is crazy because he got up and then he passed out. And then he got back up. And then he went to walk outside and then he fucking passed out on the stairs. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, is he gone? Is he you know what I'm saying? It was crazy, but shit. It was crazy. Life be crazy. Anyway, story. I guess it was. I don't even know why I just told you that story. I don't know why I just told you that story. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know what that means. But I don't know why I just told you that story. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I should find it. No, it's okay. I don't need to find out. You laughing? Why you laughing? I mean, no, go ahead and laugh. Not saying don't laugh, you know. But when I told someone else's story, I mean, when I called somebody, because when the shit was going down, I picked up the phone and I called somebody, and they were just so tacky. Such an ass. Like, literally such an ass. Did not care about anything that was going on, was just a fucking asshole. Hello, how are you? Oh, you're good, you're good. But yeah, they were just such a. But I'm like, do you not just know what happened? This person's talking about other things that took place, and I'm like, he's talking about something that didn't even matter. I'm like, I was like, dude, I think my cousin almost passed away, and you want to talk about that? Such an ass, inconsiderate, no empathy, nothing. It be those type of people that have no empathy for others, but when they are in a situation, they want you to feel sorry for them or feel something for them. You know what I'm saying? I think that is just sick. Like, you have no, emotions, emotionless until, the shoe is on the other foot. Then it's, oh my God, pay attention to me. Me. Whatever. But yeah, that shit was crazy, y'all. Like, man, I didn't know what to do because, you know, how I grew up was like, you better not call the police. That's how I grew up. Like, don't call the police. Da, 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 da. And so anytime there's a situation and police is involved and stuff like that, I just be like skeptical. Okay, I do. I be skeptical because that's how I grew up. Figure it out. Don't call the police. Don't call the police. I remember I went to. I was with a friend, and this dude. I was with a friend and my boyfriend a boyfriend that I had at the time, and I was with my friend and her dude, right? And I don't even know if they were just not if they were just sleeping together or if they were actually together. I really didn't even know because she had plenty men's. But anyway, we on the top of the mountain, y'all. In Colorado, we're at Grandview. It's like high up in the mountains, right? And then she wore like some 6-inch heels. I'm like, I was just like, wow. But she was from Colorado, so 6-inch heels wasn't nothing for her in the mountains. Like she could she could do that shit. I definitely couldn't. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like I can't even do it outside of the mountains. Like I can't do that shit. It's gonna take a lot of work for me to do all that. But anyway, so they start getting it. So um, all I know is I get out the car with my ex. I don't know what we doing. Um, but they're in the car. They're doing things in the car. And next thing I know, they're fighting on the edge of the mountain, like literally at the tippity top, fighting each other. Like all I seen was her take that 6-inch heel and kick him in the face with it, and I was like, oh my god, she just threw her foot over there, and I was like, oh no. So then they get out the car and they're scuffling. Um, what? What? Don't what? Oh my god, people are freaking weird. People are freaking weird. Hold on, real quick, y'all. That was so freaking weird, y'all. Um, sorry about that, guys. I don't understand, but I mean I do understand. I don't even know why I even looked at that. Okay, I don't got time for no games. Um, I ain't got time for the shenanigans. Um, so basically, yeah, I'm literally I'm over there. I don't know what to do at this point. They're fighting and shit. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. I mean, it's not getting like extremely bad, but like she kicked him in the face with her 6-inch heel. Like, and I'm talking about super kicked him in the face. So it's like, hey, the dude that I was dealing with, he was like, she deserved it. And I was like, no, I told him to do something. He was like, no, I'm not gonna do nothing. She deserved it. She shouldn't have did what she did. Whoop de woo. It was like he had been waiting for this moment, like waiting for my homeboy to fight back the situation. But it's nighttime. We at the top of the tippity top, and they fighting on the edge, and I'm just like, and then she says to me, she's like, call the police, and I'm just like, hi Josh, how are you? And I'm just like, Josh, okay, let me continue. I'm just like, she's like, call the police. And I'm just like, I just gotta go. I tell him, I'm like, call the police. So I'm trying to de escalate the situation because growing up from where I'm from, growing up with the people that I grew up with and their backgrounds, you don't call the police. Ain't no calling no police. We figured this shit out. Ain't no calling no police. It's like frowned down on if you call the police. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. I'm glad you're doing good, Josh. I'm glad you're doing good. So yeah, so I didn't call the police, guys, but they ended up de-escalating the situation. She freaking says she's gonna walk, so she's walking in those 6-inch heels down the mountain, and I'm just like, I'm ready to go home at this point because I didn't expect, this to happen, and you to tell me, put me in the middle of it, like no. So she's walking down the fucking mountain in 6-inch heels, and I'm just telling him like, go get her, He's over it. He's shooken up because he didn't basically got beat up, like really, because she like really, hurt, like kicked his ass in the face, like super kicked his ass. So I'm telling him to go get her, and the dude that I was with was like, no, don't go get her. She deserved that. Let her walk. And I'm just like, no, go get her because You know, it's bears, it's freaking mountain lions, all types of shit in Colorado, you know, that can hurt you and shit like that. So he ended up picking her up and ended up, yeah, that's how that went. But that shit was crazy. That was my first time. I'm like, y'all just don't give a fuck. Y'all on the edge of the mountain. Y'all don't give a fuck. You don't. And the only reason why the dude that I was talking to was mad is because they were on a she was on a military base with him, because both of them were in the military. So she was on a military base and seen him with another girl, and she called me and told me that he was with another girl. She was like, "Do you want me to key his car? Do you want me to break his window?" And I told her no, like no, don't key his car, don't break his windows, you know, fuck it. But that's why he was mad at her. You know, it had nothing to do with nothing. It had to do with him being caught up with another girl, and she, you know, calling and telling me. That's the only reason why he didn't like that girl, is because of that. It wasn't anything else. But that was so crazy. She was like, "Do you want me to break out his windows? Do you want me to key his car?" I'm like, "No, don't do it. Don't freaking do it. Don't even do it. Leave it be." And then it's so crazy because I remember he ended up calling me because he got into a wreck with a freaking a deer. He had hit a deer, and he had like fucked up his car. The same car that she was talking about. Should we fuck his car up or some shit like that? She called me, and I'm like, no. But that shit happened after that. So, not saying it happened because of karma, but you know, people should start, you know, stop playing with people, okay? Stop playing with people, especially people who just like, you know what, I ain't even about to go back and forth with you. I'm gonna just stay over here. I'm gonna stay on my end. You doing what you doing. You messing around. Da 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 da. Okay, cool. I'm gonna just stay over here, right? And then you just move on and go about your life, and then shit just be happening. So treat people with respect, okay? You gonna send me some gifts, Josh? You gonna send me some gifts tonight? Cause I like when you send me gifts. I really do. You're like the best at gifting. Yeah, you're like the bestest. You are. I ain't gonna lie. Like you really are the best that I've encountered so far on here when it comes to, you know, yeah. But anyway, yeah, so that shit was crazy. Be careful how you treat folks. Like for real, be careful how you treat folks, because things can come back in different ways. You think something is over with, and you think you got away with something, and hi, Motion Driller, what's up? It is going good. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. It is. I'm just chilling. Um, yeah, so be careful with folks, you know? Cuz folks, some people, like, I don't even want to say some people, but there are a lot of people who just don't like the confrontation. Thank you, Motion Driller. Thank you. I like your name. Motion Driller. Yeah, I like your name. Yeah, so definitely. Just be careful with folks. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. I see you. You had to reload. Um, yeah. Be careful with people. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. I was looking forward to this. So, yeah. Just Be careful with people. And people need to be careful with you too as well. All right? They need to be careful with you. They do. Seriously. What's up, Cuban Crisis? What it do? What's up? Josh. Josh. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know. Because I know you can do better. I just know you can do better than that. See, that's what I'm saying. I know you can do better. Like, I know you can. Yes. I know you can. I know you can do great things, Josh. Send me something big, Josh. Send me something pretty. Send me something pretty. So, man. So, oh my goodness. Um, and you know what, y'all, folks be really wanting your attention. Okay, they be wanting it so bad that they will get it any freaking way. Make them starve. Okay, make they act. Oh, Josh. Oh, yes. That, yes. 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 I like that. I like that. I really like that. Yeah. Yeah, make them starve, y'all. Make them starve. Don't give them your attention. Don't give them your energy. Ignore them folks. All right? For real. Keep yourself aligned in some good energy, some great energy. Okay? Don't allow someone to, take you to a place that you don't want to be anymore. Place where you said you would never go again. All right? Don't do that because people love to know that they can get you to do certain things or go certain places that you said you would never go anymore. So be mindful of that type of, be mindful of that. Seriously. Because it's the season, y'all. It is definitely the season. And not just because it's tax season. It ain't just because it's tax season. It's not just because of that. It's because, you know, it's not, okay. Yeah, money is floating around. All right, bam. But it's not just because of that. It's because you know who you are. You know what I'm saying? And you said that you were going to change something. And when you verbally say you're going to change something, there's so many um, entities that hear change and it scares them. So they try to get you to stay the same in the same environment, in the same mindset, in the same mind frame. Because if you don't stay the same, then who are they going to communicate with? Who are they going to get their fix from, if you grow, if you evolve? Where's that fix going to come from? People be fixated on you. So anyway, just be aware of that situation. Be aware. Oh my. My bad. I didn't even see the message. Um, I'm trying to figure out. Um, hmm. I think you should give me to like 3,000, and then we good. Can you give me the 3,000? Can you let me know? I know you can. I know you can. So So anyway, guys, what's today? Today, oh, it's still Sunday. So Monday's coming. Okay, Monday is right around the street, right around the corner, right down the street, right up the walkway. Okay, a new week, new goals. Okay, someone told me to just, welcome, just welcome something. So there could definitely be something coming into you that you need to just welcome into you. Also, if you reach an, if you extend an olive branch and, you know, um, someone doesn't want to, you know, um, retrieve or connect with the olive branch, then, take that shit back. Take that olive branch back, like for real. Take it back. You don't have to. Don't wait around for somebody. Okay. Oh yeah. Don't wait around. Seriously. Yeah, somebody's coming out of hiding. Okay, that's what I just picked up on. Coming out of hiding. I also think about all these grants that people are receiving. Um, and this lady was like, when it comes to women, um, there's not really many grants out there like they have for men, and like they have, yeah, for men. All right. Also, when it comes to LGBTQ, they said that they don't have women, we don't get that type of protection. We don't get that type of support. That's what this woman said. And I've been thinking about what she said. I've been really thinking about it. Um, I mean, and it's true. It is true. What she said is definitely true. Um, because it's never really an outrage when you know um, women go missing and things like that. It's never really an outrage. It never is. Okay, I don't know why I'm hearing it never rains in Southern California. There could be something there. There could be like some law being, changed in California. I pick up on that. It never rains in Southern California. I think about a law being changed or something. Hmm. What are y'all? How are y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling tonight? It never rains in Southern California. Oh, because he says, I haven't seen your face in a year. I haven't seen your face in a year. Sometimes you just need to keep folks blocked. When you block somebody, keep their ass blocked, family. Keep their ass blocked because they will show the fuck out. Like for real. Someone is like this close to fucking showing their ass. Someone is ready to show their ass. So if you recently unblocked someone, you know what I'm saying? Or you recently opened yourself up to someone, shut that shit down because somebody ready to show out.
Somebody is really ready to try to prove a point or, expose something that they think is not known or not widely known. But I mean, if this does happen, if this person does decide to do that, okay, if this person does want to, jump, take that road, if they do, then let them. Shit, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? What can you do if somebody say, you know what, they ain't telling the full truth. I want you need to hear my side of it. Hear my side of the story. Somebody really hoping, somebody hoping that they don't hear your side of the story. Okay, somebody hoping. So, in order to not hear your side of a story, someone would have to jump in front of the story, and create, a narrative. So, when your side does come out, if it ever comes out, if you ever decide to tell your side of the story, you know, um, then they already see it this way, right? So, and they said it first. So, people just believe what was said first. And, well, this person, they look like they ain't lying, you know. They know everybody business. They look like they telling the truth, you know. So just be mindful of that. You can, you know, um, engage if you want to engage with whoever this is that wants to, you know, continuously, you know, telling stories, continuously telling lies, um, making shit up, trying to make you look a certain way, all right? Trying to make someone look a certain way. Definitely you, whoever you are. Um, yeah, trying to make somebody look a certain way, and it's like, man, cause like you can really get deep with, you can really hit below the belt. You probably the type of person that has always been able to hit below the belt. So when you speak up, you wrong. Okay. Oh, you so wrong. You shouldn't. But somebody else tapping and poking at you, and you trying to ignore them, but they keep tapping and poking you, and you finally turn around. But then you like, you know what? Fuck it. I keep telling you to leave me alone. So now I got to get you. I'ma hit below the belt. I don't know what that is. But now I don't know what that is. Now I got to hit below the belt because you won't stop fucking with me. You won't leave me the fuck alone. You won't keep my name out your mouth. You just ain't got shit going on. So you just constantly running your mouth and speaking on bullshit. So let me hit below the belt. All right? Cause apparently you want to get your feelings hurt since you trying to hurt somebody else's feelings. All right? On the back end, behind closed doors, behind the scenes and shit like that. Um, okay, so you want me to turn around and address you for what? For what? Address you for what? The fuck? Who are you? A motherfucker that talk behind the scenes to everybody and say lies. Okay? And I really want to say something, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to hit below the belt right now, but like seriously, it's crazy, man. It's crazy because when I was reading my cards the other day, and I actually took some notes too. Definitely should go pick up these notes. One second, y'all. I'm about to go read these notes that I took. One second. I'm about to read these notes. Yes, I'm laying down. Let me get up. Let me read these notes. Where are my notes at? All
right? Someone may need some life insurance, okay? Or someone may have got life insurance or something. Because um, when I took these notes, y'all, I took them on this little life insurance thingy, and it says on the phone. Look. Okay, I'm like, look, like you can see it. This shit crazy. It says on the phone watching a female feed her dog. The dog is like a husky. It's either a husky or a golden retriever. I said while this male is watching a lady and her dog, someone drives up behind him. This could maybe be a Virgo, okay? It says 3 people blocked by the. Okay, 3 people are blocked by. Hold up. And then I said caught on camera looking at video footage. Okay, so somebody was looking at like some videos and saw somebody. They were looking back at their camera and saw somebody stealing on camera. Okay, this person right here, I just seen this person watching somebody. I don't know if they was watching this woman feed her dog or watching her just play with her dog. I know this person was, he had a robe on. So he had clothes on. I mean, no, he didn't have clothes on. So he was at home, y'all. And it's so crazy because what I'm speaking about right now is giving me like a year ago, right? Where I spoke about this man. It was either a year ago or 2 years ago. I had spoke about this man who was he was, a dealer, a big time dealer, and you know he was watching Young and the Restless and things like that, and so he was at home. He was feeding his uh, child who was in a high chair, and his other child was outside hitting baseballs. Okay, so I guess at a period of time, at some time in the morning, he would at the breakfast he would have his oldest son, which was still young. He would have him outside, you know, outside playing baseball. As soon as he get done eating, he go outside, and they may have this little thing where the balls get thrown at you and you hit them. I don't know what that thing is called, but the electric thing where you put the balls in and they just keep coming at you or whatever. So I feel like he had this on his land, all right. But the kitchen, his sink was in front of the window, right? The kitchen sink was in front of the window, so the window was open so he could see his son outside of the window hitting the balls, right? So he gets on the phone with somebody and he's still, feeding his child as well. I don't know what happened to the mother of the child. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, I know what happened. I know what happened. So the infant child, the child that was in the high chair, the mother was around. The Yeah, she was like one of his workers, okay? So again, this person is like a big time dealer, right? And she was one of his workers, so he ended up getting one of his workers pregnant, and so he ended up, having that baby. But the older son, I think his mama had, passed away in some type of gang altercation where they, retaliation when it came to, his mother. So he was basically like a single father and shit like that. And what I will say is, it's like he turned away. As soon as he turned away, y'all, he looked outside and his son wasn't there. So this rival gang, picked up his son, like swooped in and got his son. All right. So I remember speaking about this like 2 years ago on my podcast, and then I took notes today, and it just seems like the same thing that I seen because I remember he was in a robe, and I feel like my first thought was he was like in a Versace robe. Okay, that's my first thought. Short man, Hispanic man. He probably was, I would probably say like 5'7", 5'8" in height.
But yeah, he looks up and his freaking son is gone. They took his son. They took him, y'all. And that's what that's what I picked up then, right? So and then I heard that song like there's a bluebird on my shoulder, should I kill it? I remember I kept hearing that song over and over, so I'm like, and then I remember the same person, his one of his trap houses. Like I seen this all while I was reading like and reading nature. So his trap house ended up getting raided, right? Um, and I remember there were some women. There was one particular woman who got who had went to jail, and after she got out of jail too damn quick, right? So she had made a deal with with the people, the prosecutors or whatever the fuck. She had made a deal that you know, if they bring her, if she brings them to another one of it, because I said the honeycomb hideout. I remember saying that shit. I was like, they at the honeycomb hideout. I was on my podcast. I was just saying some crazy ass shit. I know my listeners was like, what the fuck is she talking about? But this what I was picking up. I'm like, they at the honeycomb hideout. So the police was like, hey, we need the other hideout. We need to know where they're doing this, that, and the third. All right. And it could involve like money laundering or something like that. All right. But this was like a whole RICO. All right. But this is what I picked up on 2 years ago. So this may still be in effect today. All right. Um, so what happened was she go to jail, but she go to jail on some charges, right? So it's like how you get out this quick going to jail on some charges. So yeah, um, she gets out, and I remember the one of the police officers undercover. They're dressed up, and she brings the undercover to the honeycomb hideout, and she telling them like, "Hey, this is my friend, whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop." Whole time, that's the fucking feds. She done brung the feds to the honeycomb hideout, and but before she brung the feds to the honeycomb hideout, they were showing her different pictures. All right, and I feel like I don't know if they took her to jail. I don't know if she went to jail at the freaking trap house, or if she went to jail when she was trying to cash a bad check. I think that's what happened. I think she was involved in because they do a whole lot of shit. They was cashing checks. They was doing a whole lot of shit. So I don't know if she went to jail when she was cashing them checks. Can't quite remember, but I know she got out too soon. So of course they looking at her like, how the fuck you get out so soon? So when she got out, y'all, she didn't go straight. I mean, she didn't take that lady straight to the honeycomb hideout. She went there first and told them that she had a friend and shit like that. That the friend, wanted to make some money and shit like that. The whole time the friend was the feds and shit like that. And yeah, but this is all tied up. Dude did not want to call the police when it came to his son getting kidnapped. When his son came to his son getting taken, he didn't want to call the police. But it's like the police was already watching his spot. So the police already seen the shit going down. The feds, the undercovers, they already seen the shit going down because they was already watching his spot. So they waiting on him to make the call to say, hey, my son, my whoop-de-whoop is missing. But he still ain't made the phone call. He's trying to figure out, he trying to do it the street way. So it's all tied together. So anyway, I took some notes today, and I feel like this is the same shit that I picked up 2 years ago. Him on the phone watching a female feed her dog. I feel like he wasn't watching the female feed her dog. I feel like he was outside watching his son hit the baseballs, but he was also on the phone as well, making some type of play. As soon as he took his attention off, because all right, because now I'm remembering the lady, the second baby mama, the mother of the baby that was inside of the high chair, right? She is in connection with the rival gang. She is mad at him because he got custody of his child, so she ain't getting nothing for the baby. You feel me? Mind you, she was one of his workers. He slept with his worker, okay? And we don't know what type of work she be doing. You feel me? But he got full custody because he knew that she was an addict. He knew she be doing, you know what I'm saying? She be in, and one day she got the kid, next day she don't, it's crazy. So he got full custody. She was mad because she wouldn't get no money from him. He like, okay, you can stay here, but she need money because to support her addiction. So she got mad and she started working with the rival gang. So of course she didn't want the rival gang to take her child. So she, said, okay, you can have this other child. You know what I'm saying? At eight o'clock, from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the weekend. This may have definitely took place on a Saturday. On the weekend, he go outside after he eat breakfast, because it's a tight schedule that this dude had, right, with his children and just his life in general, because he's running this whatever he's running. So he like she telling rival gang like his son gonna be outside at this time. Let me see, who is this? Hi, go do your thing, Josh. Do your thing. Um, so yeah, his the rival gang is gonna be there. Oh wait a minute, what did I just say? Yeah, the lady like, okay, your son, the wooty woo, gonna be outside at this time. All right, gonna be outside at this time, and it's crazy because I just know he was on the phone, and I just know he walked away from the dang window on the phone. He doing so much shit. He feeding his child, right? He watching his other child, and he on the phone making plays. And I know he just walked away from the window, and then next thing you know, his son wasn't out there. And so that the second baby mama had something to do with the situation. I remember that. I remember saying that. And again, after that, after I spoke on that, I kept hearing that song. There's a bluebird on my shoulder. Should I kill it? I just kept hearing it over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, man, like, what is going on? So shit was crazy, but that's like a Rico. The whole situation is a Rico because they had all types of stuff going on. All right, cashing checks, a cashing fraudulent checks. Okay, also selling Uggs. Okay, so those two different things. Also, I remember somebody did lose their existence in the situation as well. I just can't remember. I can't pinpoint where that took place, but it's a whole, and these people have been being investigated for years. 4 years. I remember when the girl, and y'all, this is I read this in my cards and by watching nature, watching birds outside. I be watching birds. But I literally when she was so fucking scared when she tried to cash them checks, and they walked her ass up out of there because I seen a whole lot of police officers standing around her. She was in the Eight of Swords energy, right? So it was about 8 police officers standing around her, but she's so scared. She didn't peed on herself walking out of the place wherever she was cashing the check. She was scared before she even went and got booked. She was scared before she got booked in the situation. So she knew she was going you know, yeah, she knew she was going my bad. My bad. She knew she was going to tell. She knew she was she knew she was going to tell. You know what I'm saying? And it was just crazy, y'all. Like it was crazy what I was reading, what I was picking up on because I was like I was just so in panic. And I'm like, what do I do with this information? So I just went on my podcast and I was just like saying all this shit on my podcast. And I know people were like, what are you talking about? I know because I was just I was like, what is going on? Why do I know this? What do I do with this? You know, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just speak about it. And here I am 2 years later speaking about it again because I'm randomly just reading. I was trying to read my cards, and it's like I was reading cards for myself, getting my energy, and then the universe was like, well, let me just let's how about we stop focusing on you, and how about I tell you, how about I bring something back to your attention? And then I just started taking notes. I started writing stuff, and I was like, damn, this looks so much. And it says send. And it's so crazy because where I took notes on this piece of paper, right? It says send no money now, right? This is about life insurance, okay? And this is a globe life insurance. So this is about kids, like for kids and grandkids, okay? But it says send no money now. So I don't know if these people wanted, was trying to get money, like I give you such and such back. It's crazy because I'm hearing a name, but I give you such and such back if you give me. I don't even know if they wanted money. I think they just wanted this dude out of a certain area. All right, because he was just eating up the streets. Like he just had a whole lot of shit on lock, right? And I think this rival gang just wanted him to just we don't want no money. We don't want no cash up front. We just want you to move off our block. We want our block back is really what it was. We'll give you such and such back if you give us our block back. Is really what it was given for the situation. And but he like, nah. You know what I'm saying? He in the mindset somebody gotta pay for taking my son. Like what is you talking about? Somebody gotta pay. We can like I don't even know if he didn't even want to fuck with the police. He didn't call the police. None of that shit. And then the lady, I don't even know if he found out that his baby mama is the one who set him up because she didn't wasn't receiving no more money from him. But his baby, and that was crazy because when I was on my podcast, I kept saying it was your baby mama that set you. I was like, it was your baby mama, man. It was your baby mama. Mad because you didn't want to give her no money. She didn't, she was upset. You didn't want to give her no money. My baby snoring, but yeah, you didn't want to give her no more money and da 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 da. So she was like, okay, well, I got to get this money from somewhere, and if you ain't gonna give it to me, then I'm going to get it from a group of people that don't like you. I'm gonna get it from these people that for I know for sure will pay me to bring you to your knees in some way, right? To make you submit to them, to their situation. We need you to submit. We need you to submit. We need you to break down. This your firstborn. Okay, we know you love your child. What you willing to do? Is you willing to get up off this block to have your child back? And the police waiting on him because, mind you, the feds and they seen the whole thing because they watching his house. So the feds is waiting on this dude to say, "Hey, my kid is gone." But he never even called the police. He never even talked to the feds. None of that shit. He wasn't even talking. He said he gonna handle this the street way. So the feds didn't even intervene on the situation. Didn't even. That's how crazy that shit is. That's how crazy that shit is when it comes to, how they be undercover and how they don't want to blow their cover and they encounter so much shisty shit, but they can't blow their cover. They not gonna blow their cover, so they just allow the shit to happen. Kind of like, you know, when we watch nature, all right, or we watch people who be in nature, watching nature, and how again they are told not to intervene right on the situation, even if it's a life or death situation. Still don't intervene because you know yeah. So anyway, I don't know if this person is still being investigated now as I speak to you about this, because why am I speaking about it? I don't know if this person is still under investigation. I don't know if this person got their son back. I don't know nothing. I just know what I just told you. I just know what I picked up. Okay. And it may not be all the way 100% to the T, but like I was freaking out. Um, and here I am back again. Like it then circled around. So again, these folks have been trying to get this man for a while. Um, and I feel like they wanted to get him because he be going back and forth over the border. All right, he be messing with the cartel and shit like that. So I feel like that's really, they want to get him to get to this cartel is really what I feel like. All right. And I don't want to get too deep in the cartel because when I think about the cartel, I think about not thinking about the cartel. I think about not wanting nothing to do with the cartel because, whatever. No, nothing. But I feel like that's what the feds are trying to do when it comes to this man. They trying to get him so they can get his, so because they trying to get his plug. All right. Because whoever his plug is, I don't know. They just trying to get his plug. Is really what it is. That's what the feds is trying to do. I feel like if they get him and he ends up, if they get him, they lock him up, and he go to jail. Um, then they, because it's crazy. Because I'm thinking about something right now. I'm thinking about um. It's like I'm having memories coming back to me when it comes to the situation. However, if he gets locked up, then what? Um, then his freaking then they can make a deal with him, right? So if they are able to lock him up, then they can make a deal with him to tell these who his plug is. Okay. I remember then I was watching so much border what is it, 60 days? It was like 60 days or 90 days when like on the border or something like that. And there was like a prison like on the border like of Mexico and the United States. Um I don't know if it was in Arizona or where it was. Or not Arizona, New Mexico. I think it was in New Mexico. But there was a prison. And like the 60 days, it was kind of like that. It was definitely like the same network. They do 60 days, same kind of thing. And when it came to the 60 days, um, um, these people were they were, I don't know how real that shit is, but they were in that town where the cartel frequents like heavy, um, where they meet up with them, and it just they said it's been so many freaking officers that have lost their life over there in, I think it's New Mexico, I don't know, but so many officers who did lose their life when it comes to the cartel. So I don't know if they will put some regular ass people in danger like that. I don't know, they might, because this is America and shit. Maybe putting regular people in danger all the time when the folks join the military. Um, then be regular folks. Okay, it's not funny. But they do be regular folks that they putting in danger. Okay? For real. Like literally. Teaching them how to freaking jump on. Okay. Okay. I don't know if I can say that on here, but and I think about that. So I don't know. I guess I just need to share this with somebody else again. I don't know, but yeah, that's the thing. I think he's still out right now. I think they still trying to get this man locked up. They still trying to, yeah, I feel like they is. Cause again, they need him to get locked up so they can get to. I just heard so they can get to the big boss. Okay, but the big boss don't live in the United States. You know, they don't. So being that the big boss don't live in the United States, they need to get this dude locked up so they can make a deal with him. So he can contact the big boss. So the big boss can come to the United States so they can lock him up. Okay. So they really just need this dude to lure the big boss to the US. As soon as he's on US territory, the feds is like, as soon as he get on US territory, it's over. All right. That's when, they gonna whoop in on him. But they ain't been able to get him on US territory. They haven't. So they just been waiting for years. Waiting, watching, gathering information. Then watch so much shit go down, y'all. They didn't watch so much shit happen because, mind you, this is an organization and shit goes down. So the feds been sitting on the sidelines watching undercovers, been sitting on the sidelines watching all this shit go down with different people. People losing their life and all types of shit. And they don't intervene on the situation when they see it happening in real time. They come in afterwards to clean up the situation, not intervene because, quote unquote, they can't intervene. Because if they intervene, then it'll blow their cover, and then then the case will be, I feel like also, you know, I was about to say I feel like they want like I feel like somebody is, like a judge maybe or something was like, you know, this is never gonna happen. We might as well drop this shit. Like we've been doing this shit for years. We've been trying to get these people for years and it just ain't been happening. Somebody just ain't gonna budge. Like whatever happens, we gonna do it the straight way. We not about to get the police involved in nothing. All right. So anyway, going back to the girl, I'm gonna tell you what happened to the girl. I'm gonna tell you what happened to the girl in the situation. Oh my god. She ends up, y'all, trigger warning. She ends up losing her life. Like real talk. Because how you get out of jail so soon? How you what? You went to jail cashing bad checks. How you get out in 2 days? You got out in 2 days later. Huh? 2 days later. 2 days later. Then all of a sudden you got a friend that want to work. Hmm. Somebody you met while you was in jail. Your friend you seen ain't seen your friend in a long time. And they trying to work. Okay. Mm-mm. You them motherfuckers this is crazy. And I feel like in that situation, that girl was just set up. They just used her as bait to say, hey, to let dude know, hey, we're watching you really closely. She was just used as bait because they knew that the man wasn't gonna buy the fact that, you know, wasn't gonna buy that. So they had shit going on multiple different ends of this organization. All right. They had a fed in every room. Fed in every room. Connected to every room. They over here, you know, selling butt. There's a Fed connected to that. They over here selling Uggs. There's a Fed connected to that. They over here money laundering and cashing checks. There's a Fed connected to that. Okay? They've been doing that shit for years, trying to get this man. Just really to get his boss. But anyway, yeah, y'all. I know, right? It's crazy. Um, my hand hurting. Ow. I had my hand folded. It was hurting. Yes. So I know, right? It's crazy, but that's how life be. All this shit be going on. Folks be really like in the life. They be really in the life. I better go to sleep. They be really in the life. They be really, yeah. And it just be happening. And, so just like, I don't even know what to say to that. Again, I don't feel like these people, I feel like these people are still operating in California. I feel like they're I think they're in California because I did mention New Mexico as well, so they could be in New Mexico too. But him specifically, because me right now looking, because I'm looking back because I seen it's like I seen this man, right, and I seen his house, like the inside. I seen the freaking high chair, and I seen like him looking out the window, but I didn't see him. It was like I was seeing, the window, him looking at his out the window through his eyes in the situation when I seen the whole situation. And I feel like this man, he lives either California, Arizona. I don't think he live in New Mexico. So this man live in either California or Arizona. Uh, the one that they're trying to get, the one that they've been trying to get for a long time. He definitely lived there because I remember seeing cactus, all right, and dry land, okay, and again baseball. So he be going to the baseball games, the little league games, and or my wait a minute, what is it? Little league? I don't know. It's for the kids and shit like that. He be all at the baseball games. He be putting so much money in a team, like yeah. He be showing, and he really feel like his son is really good, and he's on a schedule every I don't think it's every morning. At first, I said every morning he's out there, but I don't think it's every morning. Or it might be every morning. But I just know after breakfast, his son goes out. His son goes outside. Why did I say that twice? So yeah, me saying that twice is giving very much so wiretap. Okay, because I said his son goes outside. His son goes outside. But there's some type of It's definitely wiretap. But there's some type of delay in the communication when it comes to the wire. So it's like the police got this shit wiretapped, right? But they're getting a delay. All right. So when things are happening, is like 10 minutes after it happens that they notice or that they get the, you know, yeah, it's like 10 minutes after it happens. Like, yeah. So something goes down. They hear something on the wire. They hear something going down on the wire. Bam. But they don't hear it till 10 minutes later. What do we call that? What is that called? Uh uh Lag. Okay, yeah, so the wires is lagging. All right. So yeah, that's the thing too. The wires are lagging. Their wires are lagging. So they're getting the information 10 minutes later. They're not getting it like right then. They're getting that shit 10 minutes later. It's like watching a video, watching a movie or something, and people are talking on the movie. Oh, I gotta get up off here. And people are talking. Josh, are you still in here? And people are talking on the movie, but their mouth is moving. But they're you can see clearly that the voices are not aligned with the mouth, the movements. So it's a lag when it comes to communication. When it comes to them hearing something going on when it comes to this person. So anyway, yeah, that's the reading, y'all. That's the reading. Thank you for tuning in to my live stream. I tried to see if you was going, but you ain't said nothing, so I guess you gone. But yeah, thank you for tuning in to my live stream. Thank you, Josh, for the gifts. I appreciate you always for the gifts and for the appearance. Okay. Thank everyone else who tuned in. I am sending you a lot of love and care. Be mindful as well. Don't get caught in crossfires. Don't get don't if you know somebody is greedy, stay away from them. You know what I'm saying? Stay away from those type of people. And if you are someone who has kids and you're dealing with somebody who doesn't have kids, pay attention to their behavior towards your kids, okay? Because like I said, she freaking wasn't able to get no money from him. So she went to his enemies and said, "Hey, his son gonna be outside at this time. All right, if you give me the money, no, give me the money. His son gonna be outside at this time." It's shisty, grimy people out here. All right, who will let a couple of dollars, ruin their whole life. Okay, because I'm pretty sure that he has found out by now that she has something to do with, you know, this the thing that took place with his son. I'm pretty sure he knows by now that she has something to do with it. All right. He had full custody of his child because the lady that he laid down with couldn't take care of the child. Okay, she couldn't. However, that pissed her off. It didn't piss her off because she wanted her child. It pissed her off because she wanted what came with the child, which was money that came with the child. Not saying that anything these people are doing is right, because it's not. It's a whole lot of shady shit going on and a whole lot of shit. But what I will say is, pay attention to who you have around you. Pay attention to who you have around your kids. Just be mindful of these people, okay? That when you turn your head, they do weird shit. Those weirdos that like to pinch your kids and shit like that. Those fucking weirdos. Be mindful of those sick people, all right? Because if you're doing weird shit like that, then you kind of, I don't know, me personally, you need your ass whooped. You need your ass whooped. And if you done did that to somebody, okay, if you done did that to somebody and you didn't get your ass whooped and that person didn't find out about it, best believe it's not over. You gonna get your ass whooped some way. Even if that person don't whoop your ass, somebody or something, even if it's you whooping your own ass, okay, you doing shit like that. You don't do shit like that, right? You know. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. And yeah, have fun.